Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina, and tonight I've got Smokey with me.
How you doing?
We got another live stream show for y'all tonight. We're going to be talking all about fishing, talking about what we've been catching, what we are catching, what's coming up, and all the exciting news at Hubbard's Marina. So stay tuned for another great show. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Hey, Facebook, thanks for tuning in, guys. Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina. Tonight we've got a special live stream show with you. Tonight we have Smokey on air with us.
How you doing?
We've got Smokey and Captain Dylan here, and we're both from Hubbard's Marina. Hubbard's Marina has been fishing local waters over 90 years in 4 generations. And tonight we're going to be sharing some fishing tips, tricks, and more, and talking all about what we've been catching, talking about what's coming up, what we're looking forward to, telling fishing stories, and answering your fishing comments, questions, and whatever else you want to talk about. So we will get started here shortly. Remember, as always, guys, we're going to wait about 4 to 5 minutes, give people time to tune in. Appreciate you spending another Sunday night with us. Remember to comment where you're watching from, and don't forget to share the video on your timeline with your friends, and tell everybody about the great show you guys are going to tune in for tonight. Make sure you have your cold drinks ready. Smokey and I have ours ready, and we're ready for a good time hanging out with you this Sunday night. Last week we asked who you wanted to see on the show, and you all said Smokey pretty resoundingly, so he's here in the flesh. Not very talkative yet, but another couple rums, he'll be ready to rock. So we are going to be talking all about our upcoming 10-hour trips and all the cool stuff we got going on, and talking about what we've been catching on our 39-hour trips, our 12-hour extremes, even talking a little bit about inshore fishing. We're going to go over what the 12-hour night mangrove snapper trip did, and make sure you comment where you're watching from. Don't forget to share the video with friends. And also, in order to win free stuff, we're going to be giving away free fishing trips, as always. But tonight, we're also going to be giving away some free prizes. Smokey came on the show tonight, and he wanted to give away some shirts. We got a hat. We've got a koozie. We've got some fishing tackle. What else you got in that bag there, Smoke?
I got some lures, some X-Wrap lures.
Mm-hmm.
I got some planers and just things to catch kingfish.
And they all come with free lessons, I hear.
Yep, they come with a free lesson.
So a little bit of everything tonight besides just free trips. So, and Smokey did say he's willing to sign the Hubbard's Marina hat or shirt. So if you win a Hubbard's Marina hat or shirt, you do have the option of getting it signed by the man, the myth, the legend, Smokey over here. Taught me everything my dad never wanted me to know. Right now we're up to 122 live viewers. Remember, guys, if we get to 300 live viewers, we are going to give away a free 39-hour trip. If we're under 300 live viewers, we will give away a half-price 39-hour trip. But everybody who watches has a chance to win a free 10-hour all-day for 2, a 5-hour half-day for 2, and then the Smokey and Dusty show are going to give away a half-day trip as well. So Smokey's got his own little prize system for you guys. So definitely a great show tonight. Lots of extra free stuff to win. So sit back, relax, make sure you guys have your drinks ready, and let's make it happen. We are ready to get started here very shortly. Just another second until we get rolling. Oh, it's gonna be a good show. That was a rough one.
What's that? That shot?
Yeah. Oh man, I hope you guys don't have the kids with you tonight. It might get a little crazy. So these are all where the comments show up, Smokey. So we're going to be watching for questions. These are the YouTube questions. These are the Facebook questions. So we'll try to keep up with everybody asking questions, and then the second half of the show we'll answer them.
Well, I can barely see that.
You can't see it?
Not really.
That's a 27-inch screen, bro. See? Yeah. Smokey has his own show. What time and page? You can't see that?
Yeah, I can see it, but I got to lean in to see it.
Well, we can make this a little smaller.
All
right. That still works?
You just read the good ones. You're in charge.
All right. Well, we're going to muddle through this, guys. It's not going to be pretty, but we're going to make it work. Let's get our giveaway page up here, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Remember, in order to win free stuff, guys, you do have to be on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page. Find the video, leave at least one comment. Doesn't matter how many comments you leave, just one comment will get you entered to win. If you're watching on YouTube, that's fine, but you do have to comment at least one time on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook video in order to be eligible to win. So let's get started here. Let's get rolling. Smokey, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
You gonna wear your sunglasses?
Yep.
All right, that's happening. How you doing, guys? Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina. This is the infamous Smokey, if you haven't met him yet.
How you doing, guys?
Oh, man. So we are going to talk a little bit about what we've been catching. As always, start the show off with what's been going on this week, what's coming up soon. And we're going to go through these photos a little quicker tonight, so that way we can save plenty of time to answer your questions. You guys wanted Smokey on the show, so we'll make sure we give him plenty of time to share all his fishing secrets. You got a lot of them.
Well, I could do it in 15 minutes, everything I know.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, the use the force thing is still something that's very mysterious.
Yeah.
People want to know.
You have to believe it.
You have to believe it.
If you don't believe it, it's not going to work.
For those of you watching who haven't fished with Smokey before, he does this thing called use the force. So he'll walk up and take a rod and reel, cast it away from the boat as far as he can. Normally it's really, really far from the boat. And he'll let the line go slack, and he'll hand it off to someone who hasn't been catching any fish. And he'll walk away, stand like 30, 40 feet away, helping somebody else out, and he'll turn and just say, reel. And you start reeling, and most of the time, like what, 1 out of 3 times.
You got them every time.
Every
time.
Oh, it's changing. The story is changing
I'm
already.
Better at it.
Oh, you're getting better at it? It's getting dialed in. So you start reeling when he tells you to, and then all of a sudden there's a fish on there. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Use the force. I remember when I was younger, like 12, 13 years old, and I saw you doing that, I thought you were a magician. And then I started to learn the secret behind it, but I still don't know it.
Yeah.
I tried, but... All right, so let's get into this thing and talk about those 39-hour catches, see what we've been catching on that 39-hour trip. So here is a nice blackfin tuna. They've been catching a lot of blackfin tuna on that 39-hour trip. June, July is a really, really high time for blackfin tuna. Mostly down in South Florida, though. We don't get a lot of blackfin tuna this time of year. I feel like the best time for blackfin tuna is like October, November, October, November, December, January, February. That's when I feel like we catch a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do catch a lot there.
And I was at the FWC meeting, and they were talking about blackfin tuna, and they said the major peak spawn is from May to August, and that coincides with the highest number of landings. And they showed the landings for blackfin tuna for the state of Florida, and the most people land blackfin tuna in May, June, July, and August. And I feel like that's when we catch the least amount of blackfin.
We got one this morning.
There's
one on there.
Yeah, I mean, this is one that came back from the overnighter this morning, but I mean, we don't catch them in high numbers. Like January, February, on that new moon and that full moon, there's some trips where we catch 15, 20 of these things. It's nuts. You know?
Well, I haven't worked that trip much lately. I get them on the 12-hour every now and again, so I don't really catch enough of them to know exactly when they're firing.
It's definitely one of those things that made me squint when I was in the meeting. But we definitely been seeing a lot of these things. Red snapper We're on the backside of red snapper season here. We've only got about maybe 10 days, no, about 12 days left in our red snapper season. So definitely getting close to the end of these guys. But we got lots of stuff coming up after red snapper, right?
We got kingfish coming up soon. Jacks, grouper. We're gonna be catching everything out there.
Amberjack season opens up August 1st. So Amberjack are open August, September, October, and then we have gag grouper starting around October. They start biting well, and we catch a lot of big gags there, October, November, December. Especially, what's your favorite time again?
My favorite time to catch what?
Gags.
Gags between Thanksgiving and New Year's.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and New Year's.
It starts to get good at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Thanksgiving, and we're giving thanks for big gags.
Yep.
Yeah, but these are all photos from the 39-hour trip this past week. We had a Tuesday trip, or a Sunday, Tuesday, and then we had a Friday trip that came in this morning. So the past 3 39-hour trips, some highlights here. You can see lots of nice fish. Big red snapper, gags, scamp, red grouper. Here's the guys holding up a stringer here. We've got lots of mangrove snapper. We've got almacos. We've got vermilions. We've got some porgies in there. So some really nice variety there on that stringer. And you can see in all these photos, the background, the water has just been extremely calm out there.
Smooth.
Smooth.
That's a great picture there.
Almost too smooth, right?
Yeah.
What happens when it's really, really calm out there?
Well, you need a little bit of wind to hold the boat just right, or you start to shoot up on the anchored line, and it just doesn't work out real good. You need a little bit of a wind or a great current.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have a strong anchor heading, it makes it really difficult to get up on that anchor and get the boat on a fish. And then you have the current going into the wind. Sometimes it's a nightmare. But we have been seeing some of these guys, especially ahead of that full moon. We saw some really big gag grouper. That full moon kind of messed up our bite a little bit. Seemed like they kind of spread out those gags quite a bit. But they've been biting pretty good since. And definitely picking up a little bit. And this was a monster gag, over 30 pounds. And the lady angler who caught it was very, very impressed. And she did a great job with it.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? That fish is as big as she is.
It's been a while since I've seen one that big.
Don't forget to speak up, man. We're on that
okay.
mic. You don't have to lean forward. You don't have to lean forward. Just speak up.
All right.
So some nice kingfish. The pelagic bite's been a little slow out there, but we're definitely seeing them. Most of the pelagics are out there in that deeper water, anywhere from about 150 to about 200 foot. We've been seeing a lot of those pelagics. It's been a little slow, little hit and miss, but we are seeing some nice kings, the blackfin tuna, a lot of mahi recently, and the mahi are even inshore. You've been seeing some of those on the half day, right?
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of them. The other day we pulled up on there was a piece of anchor line, like a really fat anchor line that was floating, and there was a bunch of mahis on it. There was triple tails on it. There was amico jacks on it.
Wow.
There was probably 1,000 fish around a 20-foot piece of anchor line that was floating.
That's crazy. It's amazing when you come up across stuff like that offshore and how much fish that those things hold. And it's just something random floating out there, and it's holding so many fish.
You could see 100 mahis on a styrofoam cup floating by. You could.
100 mahis on a styrofoam cup.
You could. Anything you see floating, you go look at it.
There's a good example of the mahis, the little peanut or chicken dolphins, we call them. Those are the kind of dolphin that we find out there when we find floating debris. Just tons of those little peanut dolphins. Great eating fish. There's no size limit on those things, so you can have a great time catching a bunch of them. And they make great tacos, that's for sure. So always a good time running across some of those mahis on that floating debris offshore. So always keep your eyes peeled. And when you're out there, you see something, whether it's on our boat or your buddy's boat, make sure you point it out. I remember not too long ago, we were out filming with Salt Strong, and we're racing on the Flying Hub 2, and we stopped, slowed down to get anchored up on another spot. And somebody on the boat was like, hey man, back there we passed a big cooler floating. And I was like, what? You didn't say nothing? You gotta speak up if you see something, because a lot of times, if there's time and the ability to do so, a lot of times that floating debris is going to be holding a whole multitude of fish. So you always want to try to give them a chance to hook up on them. Now, we do have some really cool photos coming up here. We're going to show you the 12-hour extreme photos real quick. And then after that, we're going to show you the crazy catch that Captain Joe had on the Flying Hub 1.
Captain Joe's the man.
Captain Joe. Yeah,
I love that guy.
He did a crazy catch, and we're going to hear from him as well about that crazy catch. So some pretty cool photos coming up here in a second. Remember, stay tuned. We could give away those free trips at any time, so make sure you're staying tuned. You got to be live watching and responding quickly in order to win, so make sure you stay tuned. So here's a big old red snapper from that 12-hour extreme trip. That's a monster, huh?
How much does he weigh?
That's got to be close to, I'd say, 17 pounds.
17 pounds. Yeah, that's a nice one.
That's thick. Thick. His hand can barely fit around the tail.
Oh, wow.
That's how you know it's big. Nice big beefy red grouper, and that's the owner of Southeastern Fishing Tackle over there in Tampa. They went out and did a private charter trip with us in the Flying Hub 2 and caught some nice fish. A little slow fishing for them that day, but they definitely brought home some nice ones, like this monster red snapper. That one's got to be closer to 20. Look how fat that thing is.
Awesome.
That's a thick boy.
Awesome.
Nice red grouper, gag grouper. Even the ladies getting out there catching some big red snapper. Red snapper season's coming to a close, but we have these scamp grouper, these gag grouper.
That scamp there, that's my favorite one to eat.
Hands down,
Out of all the fish we catch, I love those the most.
I agree, but don't tell people that, man. Everybody's going to want to keep their scamps.
I know.
You can talk them out of it. Yeah, scamp are definitely some of the best eating fish.
When they get the broomtail like that, that's cool.
The broomtail scamp.
Yeah.
Definitely a good eating fish. I love that thing. Nice red grouper. Gags. Big old fat red. Look at that gag.
Wow.
Big old rusty belly. Definitely some good fish on that 12-hour extreme. Now, are you guys ready to see that big old fish that Captain Joe caught? Because Captain Joe got a big one. So people are saying it's hard to hear. We need to scoop this mic up a little bit. Try to speak up a little louder. All right, so you guys ready to see what they caught on the Flying Hub 1 with Captain Joe here? They got a monster. Ready for it? We're showing the wrong thing. We gave it away probably, but here it is. Monster fish.
Wow.
Look at that thing. Captain Joe on the Flying Hub 1. Nice sailfish. And the story behind this fish is really crazy. Look at the colors on that thing. You can see how purple the sail is.
Beautiful.
It's glowing, man. Crazy looking fish.
He caught that on the bottom, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's going to tell us the story here. Look at this, the color on that thing. When they're fresh out of the water, they haven't been fighting long. They're not struggling very much. They just have that beautiful color. I mean, I don't know if that even does it justice because you can't really see it that well, but the colors on that fish are just insane.
Yeah, there's nothing cooler when they light up in the water.
What's going on, Joe?
Hey, good morning.
There you
So
go.
I heard the stories and I seen some of the photos. You got one yesterday.
Yeah, I got to sell my first sailfish.
Sailfish. And how'd you catch them? This story is pretty good.
We were just anchored up fishing. We were actually trying to catch red snappers on the first couple of spots out in a little deeper water, and we were catching red groupers, which is good. But I was just fishing on the bottom with 80 and a big thread fin, and I hooked him on the bottom and gave him hell. Like I thought it was a grouper. I got it off the bottom and was coming in.
So you were horsing him.
I was horsing him.
Drag, lockdown, 80-pound test,
Yeah,
big old hook.
Just laid into him. And probably like halfway up, I guess maybe he ran. And my first thought was a bonita because they'll sometimes trick you like that. And I was fighting him, and a guy on the other side of the boat was like, "Whoa, look at that big fish jump!" And then I knew, I'm like, I got something good here.
Yeah.
So I was wrapped around the anchor line like 3 or 4 times. So I had to lay up on the bow on the Flying Hub 1. It's kind of a pain, and unwrap it like 5 times. By the time I got it undone, my line was slack, so I reeled real fast, and then he was right there. I just reached down and grabbed him by his bill and swung him in the boat. So it was really cool. It's interesting. My first time catching one, so it was awesome.
So it's just simply bycatch while you're grouper fishing on dead bait, no matter. That's pretty cool,
on the
man.
bottom. He may have hit it on the way down. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't think so, but Anthony seen one out there too. Anthony was like 10 or 12 miles north of where we were, and he's seen one too.
Yeah, so right about that 200-foot area, anywhere from about 170 to about 220 is where we've been seeing a lot of those pelagics.
Yeah.
Were you in that range as well?
Yeah, we were fishing 175.
Nice. So that definitely the deeper waters where it's at for the red grouper, the gags, the scamps, the red snapper, and the pelagics, huh?
Yeah, Anthony got a big gag, like a close to a 30-pounder yesterday on his 12-hour. We didn't get too many gags on the one, but we got some really big red groupers, nice red snappers. The gag bites still kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, it was real good before that moon. It seems like that full moon kind of spread them out a little bit.
Yeah, the current out there is just crazy right now. There's like surface current battling the bottom current. It's hard to explain. It's tricky to anchor, but fishing's good. You just got to really, really work for it. On our 12 hours this week on the one, we limited out on snappers and basically groupers, or close to it most trips, and just having to work for them, you know. If they're there, you just got to work for them.
Grind it out.
Yep.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Nice fish.
Thank you.
So, yes, definitely a very nice fish here. Crazy big sailfish. I mean, you don't catch fish like this a lot in the Gulf Coast in our area. Just a beautiful catch. One of those things, and to catch it so uniquely when you're not even targeting it, you're fishing on the bottom thinking it's a grouper and that thing jumps. That's just quite the fishing story, huh?
I got one the same way. Kind of, I was dropping down, and I was like, well, it's not that deep here, but I was running out of line, but it looked like it was going straight down. I flicked it into gear, and all of a sudden my line just took off. And I could just barely get the drag backed off, because I saw it jump, but I still have my drag set for groupers. So I just barely got it backed off enough to where I could get them to the boat in time. Yeah.
And you caught them? You
I got
landed
them?
them?
Yeah.
Nice. Same thing, just dropping dead bait, not even targeting them.
Hit it on the way down.
That's crazy, man. You just never know what you're going to run into offshore, you know? And you got to be prepared. If you're not prepared, you're just going to miss it. And that's what's cool about offshore fishing. And a lot of people say so often, like, oh, I love bass fishing. Freshwater fishing's the best. And freshwater fishing is cool. Like, you've been bass fishing.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of bass fishing.
Yeah. Freshwater fishing's cool. Don't get me wrong. But to me, when you're offshore saltwater fishing and you drop that line down, you just never, ever know what you're going to catch. And that's what is so alluring to me. Because it doesn't matter what you're doing, how you're doing it, what bait you're using. You can catch one of 20 different species instead of like in the lake or the river you're going to catch one of like 5, you know.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yep. And that's saltwater fishing. It's fun. And you never know what's going to happen.
Nope.
Sometimes you can have weather that makes the trip a little tough. Sometimes you can have weather that makes the trip beautiful, and sometimes things can happen on a boat to cancel your trip last minute. It's definitely one of those things. Offshore fishing is crazy. The ups are really high and the downs are really low.
Every trip's an adventure.
Yeah. Offshore adventures. I think we should keep people on their toes and give away one of your gifts.
Let's do that.
All right.
What are we going to do here?
I don't know. Pick something out, man.
All right, let me see what I got here.
It's your show.
All right, let's go.
He's got his Hubbard's Marina gift bag.
We're going to start out with some kingfish stuff. Let's start out.
Kingfish. That's a $30 lure. You gonna give this away?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a Rapala X-Wrap.
It's coming out of your check though.
Now that is the red head and white body Rapala X-Wrap. I don't know if you guys can see that all too well. Why the red head and white body?
It's an old classic. My grandpa used to use that one.
All right.
And it catches fish.
All right. It catches fish.
It catches fish.
Now, you guys have to come to Hubbard's Marina and collect these gifts. We're not going to be mailing out because Smokey got a whole bag of gifts. And Amanda would kill us if we tell everybody we're gonna mail all this stuff
Yeah,
out.
so we're just going to be at the office waiting for you.
Yep.
Right before you get on the trip with me, let me know. I'll go get it for you.
There you go. So you have to collect these on your next trip with us. The certificates for the free trips, we'll mail those out to you. Not a big deal. But all these gifts we're going to give away tonight, we'll have to pick up on your next visit. Now, keep in mind, guys, again, in order to be eligible to win, you have to go to Hubbard's Marina's Facebook page. So go to facebook.com, look up Hubbard's Marina, find the live video, comment on the live video. As soon as you comment one time, you're eligible to win. And we're going to pick a live winner. So,
we got to do the other one, though, with the Smokey and Dusty show on.
we're going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, we got notes over here.
Oh, okay.
This is a note
I didn't
side.
see that over there.
Yeah, it's all right. Remember, I got your back, dog.
All right.
All right, so let's see who won. Free $30 Rapala X-Wrap. There's where the winners come up. Who's got it? Holly Back Kelly from Louisville, Kentucky.
Holly.
Holly.
Holly at me, Kelly.
You just turned her name. Holly Kelly. All right. So we're going to write this stuff down, Holly Kelly, so that way we know next time you come, you got the old Rapala X-Wrap Magnum 30, right? That's a 30?
Yep.
That's what you like? You prefer the 30 over the 40?
Well, I mean, I like this one. It depends on if you're. They're kind of tricky. You got to go kind of slow. These things they say like how deep they're gonna go and this and that. It changes from boat to boat. If you got a big boat pushing a lot of water, it doesn't go down as deep as it says, but it'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the prop wash probably makes it harder for it to dive. Huh?
Yeah, it pushes up on the line.
Okay.
And if you use a braid, you could put like braid to this. I do kind of the opposite with these. I'll put braid to it. Like I'll put a top shot of braid just so that it'll go a little bit deeper. If I have a reel that doesn't have braid on it, I'll put like 50 feet of braid on there just so I don't have to spend $1,000 on braid. Yeah.
But won't you still put a leader on it? Like typically for a lure like this?
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But I'll have a little section of braid in there just to make it go a little bit deeper.
And that's what my dad's trolling rods do. He has a huge reel full of mono, and then he'll have like 100, 120 yards of braid. And then you have like a maybe 6 to 8 foot like leader of monofilament or fluorocarbon.
It'll make it go a little deeper. It'll work a little bit better. It works with the planers too. So you could put a planer straight to braid.
Mm-hmm. And the braid can go straight to the planer.
And it'll go deeper. Yeah. It won't flip around or tangle up on you.
Yeah, because braid works well to make sure it cuts through the water.
Right.
So that's the idea.
Exactly.
It's making that lure go deeper, run more true, straighter, and dive deeper, huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so Holly, remember if you guys get picked to win, you have to message the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page or shoot me an email to info @hubbardsmarina.com. That makes sure that you win. So, for example, in order to win, you have to comment on the Hubbard's Marina Facebook page, and then if you get picked as a winner, you have to message us pretty quickly, because if you message back 30 minutes from now, then you weren't watching live and you're not eligible to win. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We're gonna keep you on your toes tonight. We got a lot of stuff to give away. Smokey brought a ton of stuff to give away. So we're gonna go through the 12-hour night mangrove snapper trip. They caught some nice fish out there. That's a big old lane snapper.
That is a nice lane snapper.
Yeah.
Old Paul.
Old Paul. The 12-hour night mangrove snapper trip, they caught some nice mangroves and some good numbers of them. You can see here a shot of the box early in the trip, probably closer. It might be towards the end. They got a lot of fish under the ice there. But it shows you the variety from the mangrove snapper to the lanes to the vermilions to the few porgies in there, and they even got the occasional red snapper. It's not a trip where we go far enough out to target red snapper, but occasionally we do catch them, and in this case we were able to keep it since it's during red snapper season. But they got some nice mangroves. You're only fishing about maybe 25 to 35 miles out, so we're not super deep water there, but look at that. They were able to catch some nice mangrove snapper. And sea bass worked this trip, so we're going to talk to sea bass really quick to hear about what they caught and how the trip went. Hey, what's going on, Seabass? How are you?
Good, guys. How are you doing?
Good, man, good. So I know you did that 12-hour night mangrove snapper trip the other night.
Yes,
It
sir.
seemed like you guys caught some nice fish. What was the catch looking like?
Tons of big mangrove snapper, big lane snappers. Probably got about 150, 200 vermilion snappers.
Nice.
We did land a really nice lane snapper, probably about 18 to 20 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a stud. Big mangoes. If you stayed up all night fishing, you got a really nice catch back at the dock.
So mostly it's that mangrove snapper, vermilion snapper, lane snapper, and then maybe a handful of other species that you see on that trip.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So the bite's been pretty consistent.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice,
Good
nice.
bite.
I know we haven't ran one of those trips in a while due to weather, so it was kind of nice getting one of those out there finally. You guys run into any weather there Friday night?
No, we outran the weather. Stayed close to the coastline. Once the moon popped out, the bite turned on, and if you fished, you got what you were looking for.
Nice, man. You were fishing what, like 90 to about 110 foot?
I think that's about right.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Very cool, man. Well, any other tips or tricks for anybody going on that 12-hour night snapper trip as far as maybe sleeping tips, like make sure you sleep beforehand, that kind of thing?
Sleep when you die, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, catch some sleep before you go. Double snails, thread fins, Spanish sardines, something like that, and you'll definitely catch them up.
So the double snell rig with the cut piece of dead bait's where it's at.
Yes, sir.
Very
Absolutely.
cool. What about leader weight, hook size that you'd recommend?
I think 30-pound, 40-pound leader, about 3.5 to 5 feet, and 6-ounce leads have been working pretty good.
Cool, cool. So you
Yes,
want to
sir.
lighten up because you're not really getting after those red snapper, and the gag grouper don't bite that well at night, especially in close right now because the water's so hot. So you're mainly just focusing on those mangroves, lanes, and
Oh,
vermilions.
absolutely. Yeah, it's snapper trip, so we're going to target some snapper.
All right,
Absolutely.
man. Well, I appreciate your time, Seabass.
Yes, sir. You got it. Have a good day, guys.
All right, there was Seabass talking about that 12-hour night mangrove snapper trip. Now, as always, the last quick little segment here of photos is the inshore fish. We've been seeing a ton of these snook around Johns Pass. I mean, every morning it's like an aquarium out there.
They're everywhere.
You get there as early as I do, and you
I
see
get
it.
it. I'm there, probably the first guy there most mornings, and I look over and I have my cup of coffee and I just watch them swim around.
You're getting old on me, Smoke.
Yeah, I
Because
am.
when your younger days,
I would have been catching them, right?
yeah, you would have been jumping around the dock like a crackhead trying
Yeah.
to catch these things. You tweak for the snook back in the
Yeah,
day.
I still get a little itch for them every now and then.
You saw me
Yeah.
catch one the other morning.
Yeah, I
you were
enjoyed
freaking
that.
out.
I was like, that's my boy right there. I love it.
You're like
watching,
a
I love
proud
watching
father.
I love watching the kids grow up.
But yeah, definitely.
We're having grandbabies soon.
We're having
I'm having a grandbaby soon.
Just 7 more weeks. Just don't teach my son all the stuff you taught me. No?
I can't make any promises.
Oh man, my wife's gonna kill me. Some nice triple tail, a lot of triple tail around the mouth of Tampa Bay right now, under those markers, those buoys. You were into triple tail fishing back in the day.
Yeah, I
with your little
used to do some
skiff.
triple. Yeah, I actually learned how to triple tail fish, targeting cobia, and
Oh,
then I
okay.
started to see them, and I would catch them every now and then. They like a 3-inch pinfish. That's what I learned.
A 3-inch pinfish.
They like a 3-inch pinfish.
Really?
Like you would go to the markers where they have the chains that go down. There's like those big steel cans. They have 4 chains on them that go down to 1, and they would sit right up under there in the center of those chains, and you just slide a 3-inch pinfish back there, and you got them.
And
You gotta set the hook really hard. The top of their mouth is like hard. It's really hard. If you, stick your hand in there and see.
Stick your finger in their mouth.
It is really hard up in there. And you got to set the hook on those things.
Well, we did just reach 300 live viewers between Facebook and YouTube, so someone's winning a free 39 hour tonight.
All right.
I don't know. Me personally, for triple tail, I've always had the best luck using live shrimp for those things.
That's what they say. But all the ones I got them on a pinfish, a 3-inch pinfish.
Do you have a ruler?
Were you fishing for the little ones or the big ones?
There it is. All right, so the big one's like the 3-inch pinfish.
That's how you weed out the little ones.
You don't use the shrimp. You go right to the pinfish.
Right.
All right. Well, everybody I know uses the live shrimp or the DOA shrimp. The popping cork.
Well, I'm self-taught, so.
Oh, okay.
I figured out how to get them.
That's why we had him on the show. He's the expert in all things fishing. The redfish have been hanging out on the mangrove lines, and they definitely like the nighttime when the water's cooler. Those redfish have been enjoying those cut baits on the bottom. They're really lethargic and lazy during the day during that super hot, warm weather. But at night they seem to be a little bit more active on those soft baits or those gold spoons along the mangrove lines. You have another tip for the redfish?
The redfish. Well, when we see, I don't do too much inshore fishing anymore, but the redfish, when we see them on like our longer trips, there will be like it'll be like a gold spot coming at you, like the size of a baseball field, and they come straight for the boat.
Yeah.
And they grab everything.
You're talking about when they're offshore spawning.
Yeah.
Okay.
They grab everything. So.
A golden baseball field coming at you.
That's what it looks like.
But the snook are definitely thick inside Johns Pass right now. At night is the best time, especially the wee hours of the morning. It's funny, every morning you get there early enough, you can hear them popping like crazy. And then all of a sudden the sun starts to come up and it starts to get really, really light out. And then all of a sudden the snook just disappear. It's crazy how that happens. So definitely the wee hours of the morning is the best time to go get those snook out there in Johns Pass. But you got a bunch of stuff in your hand. You're going to give something else away?
Let's give more stuff away. Let's give a hat and a shirt. We're going to give it...
a hat and shirt combo.
Hubbard's hat
Hold it
right
up.
there.
Hold it up. Oh, and it's worn by Smokey. That's
There
good
it
luck.
is right there.
That's good luck.
And we got a Hubbard's Marina t-shirt.
Oh, there you go.
Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh,
Now the hat
it's
is
right
worn
on
by
that. There we
Smokey
go.
and the shirt is rubbed on him.
Wait. Yeah. But you don't have to get this shirt.
Yeah, it's going to be a hat and shirt combo. It doesn't matter what Hubbard's Marina hat and shirt combo you pick out.
It's got to say Hubbard's Marina on it, though.
And Smokey will sign it for you. Let's see who wins. All right, wait a minute. Got to click the wrong button there. All right, so let's see who won that hat and shirt combo. Signed by Smokey if you want it. All right, the winner is, drum roll please. Dude, you're supposed to do the drum roll.
Oh.
Dennis Mills checking in.
There you
and
go.
Banging your rum drink. Dennis Mills, you have won a Hubbard's Marina hat and shirt combo from Smokey. So again, on these prizes, the trips we're gonna mail out to you guys, but the gifts like this, you guys are gonna have to come out and try a trip, and you can collect them on your next visit with us. So that is pretty cool there. Now let's see. Let's get into some of the questions. I think we showed all the photos we had to show. So we're going to get into your questions now. I was trying to keep up with the questions, but we didn't have a lot of videos tonight to distract you guys while I read through your comments. So if you have some questions, feel free to pop them in there, guys, and we'll definitely answer them up for you. But some people here are saying, Smokey, that we need you all the time. They said it's more fun. Apparently I'm not good enough. You livened the thing up. All right, so let's see here. First question I saw was, what is the best approach for sailfish?
For sailfish.
I would say book a flight.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I mean, we catch sailfish, but we don't catch them a lot.
Maybe
And
go to Cabo.
yeah, Cabo. I like the Pacific. The Pacific has bigger sailfish.
I don't know much about sailfish.
Yeah, the sailfish are bigger in the Pacific. So the Costa Rican coastline is really, really popular. We have some connections with Hooked on Costa Rica. That's Josh Foster's place. Yeah, he
I
does.
just saw him this morning.
Yeah, he went out fishing on the 39 hour. But hooked on Costa Rica, definitely a great place to get sailfish. But in our area, it's one of those bycatch things, just the certain time of year where we run across those sailfish, huh?
Yeah.
I feel like we see 'em the most.
I don't think we should be seeing them right now, right?
I mean, we
I
see 'em-
usually see them when the kingfish are around.
Exactly.
Spring and fall. I was kind of surprised that he got that one.
Yeah, I see the most, I would agree, around spring and fall. It seems like they're moving with those kingfish, kind of almost like a pelagic run. But we do see them through the summertime, and this summer has been a weird summer with all that weed out there in July or in June. They were catching a ton of those big mahi on the 39 hours, and they caught that wahoo, and then we were seeing a lot of sailfish out there. Couldn't catch them. So it's definitely been a little bit of a weird summer, but the best approach, if you did see one, what would it be?
Just a little chunk. Just like a little chunk of sardine or something. You just throw it out and let it float down, no sinker or anything.
Just
and they'll come
freeline it.
Yeah, just freeline it. They'll come grab it.
Yeah, so
If
essentially you're
if you
chumming
can
it.
get them to look at it, they're probably going to grab it.
All right.
Yesterday I saw 4 mahis that went by that were like, I don't know, probably like 3 foot. Bigger ones than normal.
Big mahis.
Yeah, bigger
On
ones.
what trip was that?
This is on the 10-hour yesterday. It was a 10-hour charter.
Oh, the 10-hour charter.
I was about 6 seconds too late. Some guy goes, "There's some mahis," and I ran over. I grabbed my stuff. I had it out there, and it was too late. They gone. Yeah.
Well, Captain Frank Batchelor here commented and wants to know, what kind of razor do you use on your head? He was gonna answer. He was gonna answer. So yeah, definitely best approach for a sailfish is making sure you have a pitch rod ready. Always talk about it this time of year. Spring and fall is important, but through the summertime, we get those mahi swimming up. You see the occasional sailfish, apparently, and you never know what else is going to swim up. So it's always a good idea to have a pitch rod. Those cobias might swim up. So a pitch rod being typically a spinning reel, so you have a little bit better accuracy, 5,000, 6,000, or even 4,000 series spinning reel. A lot of braided lines, so you have a lot of line capacity. And then what, like 30, 40, 50-pound fluorocarbon and about a 4 to 5/0 circle hook.
You just got to be ready. You
Yeah.
got to have it there instantly.
On your body. You could just pull it out from behind your back.
Yeah.
As close as you can get it, as ready as you can be, and that's the best approach for those sailfish. Now, another question we saw was about mangrove snapper. Are we going to see any mangrove snapper regulations? This one's for me.
Okay, because I have no idea.
This.
All right.
I got this. So the mangrove snapper regulations, there's a lot of talk about mangrove snapper right now. I've been talking about it for like a year and a half, 2 years. The council brought it up. They did the stock assessment on mangrove snapper. The stock assessment spit out an answer that we've been overfishing mangrove snapper for 25 years, and they've been overfished, decimated population.
Well, I've been fishing with Hubbard's Marina for over 25 years, actually.
Oh,
Yep.
it's like it coincides.
And it stays the same. It does. The
Well-
mangrove snapper bite's always been good.
Yeah.
And it's still good.
Long story short, essentially it was the first ever stock assessment, so they didn't know where to set the stock status criteria. And those stock status criteria is the measurements that they use to measure the stock assessment, I guess, the results too. So when those criteria weren't correct, the results from the stock assessment skewed the data. So essentially, the Gulf Council went in and they changed those stock status criteria. And they went through and they went through it and they went through it. And it took about a year and a half. And finally, lots of work on this document, lots of petitioning, lots of talking to people. They luckily and fortunately picked very, very liberal stock status criteria. They just did the Amendment 51 webinar, the Gulf Council did, and I attended the webinar, and they went through the document and their current preferreds. Long story short, without boring everybody who's watching, we're not going to see any management changes for mangrove snapper. We're going to see a very about 20,000 pounds less in the quota, so a slightly smaller quota for mangrove snapper, but that shouldn't translate into any management changes. So to answer your question, no, there's no mangrove snapper restrictions coming, and the reason why is the Gulf Council took some very, very aggressive steps to change those stock status criteria.
All right, can we give something away yet?
All right, let's give something away. That was a boring question.
Yes, it was.
You gotta get them hooked. Is that what your idea?
Yeah, we need to get this moving.
All right, let's see here. Let's hit a couple buttons. Get ready here.
All right, what are we giving away?
You're running the show,
okay.
dog.
We're gonna give away a free kingfish lesson here.
Kingfish lesson.
We got some wire.
Now, on a kingfish lesson, do they have to do a 5-hour, 10-hour, 39-hour?
You know what? When kingfish are here, you can get them on a half day, and you could get them on an all day. You can get them on any of our trips when they're here.
Yeah.
You can get them on the overnighter, like all year long. It seems like.
Yeah. Kingfish are here all year round out in that deeper water on those 39-hour trips. But the near shore waters, when they get really thick and everybody's catching kingfish in that pool.
The water temperature is like 72, 75 degrees, and they're on fire.
And
they're everywhere.
What's that approximate time of year?
Spring and fall.
Come on,
dude. You could do better than that.
I'm asking you. This is your show.
I don't know. I just wait till the the weather changes.
All right. So, like you said, about 72 to, I would say it's more like 78 degrees. It's a little bit bigger of a range. But those kingfish.
I didn't teach them that.
That's science, dog. That's science. All right, so a little bit bigger of a range, but yeah, definitely spring and fall. Typically sometime around March to around maybe early May, and then typically around maybe early October to sometimes early November. And when it starts and when it ends all depends on the weather. For example, we're coming into fall. If the cold fronts start a little earlier, we start seeing kingfish earlier.
Right.
And if the cold fronts are really, really hard and fast and we get a bunch of them quickly and it gets really cold really early, they leave really quickly and we have a very short season. So it all depends on the weather.
I'm just thinking about what we're giving away here.
We're giving away.
I'm not listening.
All right.
We got some hooks.
Stop listening.
We got some hooks.
You got to hold it up there.
Where?
There's
Over
the
here?
white light.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at that.
There you go. Stop moving it so they can see it.
It's delayed.
There you go.
There it is, right there. It's delayed and it's opposite. It's not as easy as you would think. All right, there you go. We got some hooks.
You'd make a very terrible Vanna White.
Where is Vanna? Anyway, get her in here. We got some kingfish wire for, what is it, 43-pound test?
That's your favorite size, right?
That is my favorite size.
43-pound test, size 4.
And then we got a jig.
That is a $30 jig.
Can you see it?
How did you go through the store and pick all the most expensive stuff?
That's what I do.
Jeez. That is one of my sisters. All right, let's see who wins this stuff, man. All right, who's going to win the kingfish lesson with Smokey on an upcoming 5-hour or 10-hour? Dale Opie. Oh, he says, you're the best mate we have. Look at that. That's why he won.
All the mates are good.
Oh.
I trained them
Andy's
all.
humble.
I trained them all.
Andy's humble.
So they're all good.
He was humble, then it
Yeah.
went back the other way. They're all good because I trained them that way.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, it's getting thick in here, isn't it? I can't get my mouse over there.
All right, the next one, we're giving another one away, or what, you going to talk some more?
Well, that's what the
Oh, no,
people
let's
came
do the
for.
Smokey and Dusty Show promo. We're giving away,
All right.
a half day?
Sure.
You have to email, or not email, you got to message the Smokey and Dusty Show, your favorite fishing picture, and Dusty's going to pick one at the end of the show. Your picture will be, if you win, your picture will be, he'll post it.
All right,
He'll post
so
it.
You're doing a good job trying to explain it. But
Okay, I
you're
don't know what I'm
failing.
doing. Well, Dusty's my tech support.
All right, Dusty is not here,
I
so
know,
I will
so-
help you out.
okay.
So what he's saying is there's the Smokey and Dusty page on Facebook.
There
so
we go.
You go to your Facebook. Don't email me this stuff, guys. I love your emails. Don't get me wrong, but you don't want to email me. You want to go to Facebook, and when you're on Facebook, type in the search bar there, Smokey and Dusty. And you'll see the Smokey and Dusty show at Hubbard's Marina. This is the page you're looking for. This is Smokey and Dusty's Facebook page that they have set up. And you're going to go onto their page and then you're going to message them. When you message their page, you're going to send them what? A fishing photo?
Send them your favorite fishing picture. Dusty's gonna pick the best one.
And it
post
doesn't.
it.
Does it have to be at Hubbard's Marina, or can
It
it
doesn't
be any?
even have to be a fish.
It doesn't even. So, you said favorite fishing photo.
Well, fishing, yeah, but we take out like whole families that want to take pictures with us, and
Okay, so group
so
photos.
It could be like
anything on
a
the water.
kid. Yeah, it could be
All right.
anything. It could be anything.
All right,
So
anything
he's
on
gonna
the
pick
water.
the best picture, post it. If you see the picture come up, you won. What do we win? A half day.
A half day
A
trip.
half day.
All right.
But you got to be on my trip.
You got to be on your trip,
Yeah.
and it has to be.
You don't really have to be on my trip, but I would like to see you there.
And in order to be
Yeah.
eligible to win, again, you have to message the Smokey and Dusty show, then watch their page, and Smokey and Dusty will pick a winner and post it. So make sure you follow the Smokey and Dusty page, give it a like, and stay tuned to their timeline. When are you going to pick a winner? 3 days?
No, tonight.
Tonight?
We're doing it tonight. You got to do it right now.
Well,
That's why I
they got to
said-
watch the show. We're doing it tomorrow.
That's why
we're doing it tomorrow.
That's why I said let's do this at the beginning.
But they got to watch the show, dog.
All right.
You don't want them to leave the show to send photos.
Okay, that's
We're
true.
doing-
That's
we're
true.
doing it
That's
tomorrow.
That's why you're in charge.
Oh my gosh. All right, so let's get to another question and we'll do some more giveaways. So another question was, what is the best two-speed reel? Best two-speed reel. What are you thinking?
I don't know.
Did you lean out of the shot?
Yes,
that
I
doesn't
did.
make you disappear.
Yes.
The best two-speed reel, in my opinion, the best two-speed reel is a Daiwa Saltiga. I really, really like the Daiwa Saltiga. Daiwa Saltiga LD50 two-speed. We got a ton of them in the shop. They're definitely hands down my favorite reel. They are a little bit expensive, but they're not as bad as you would think. They're a high-end, super nice, really strong, really powerful, smooth, crazy, awesome tackle. But they're not as bad as you would think. Like the Shimano Talica 16 is comparable, but that Shimano Talica 16 is almost like $700+, whereas the Daiwa Saltiga's $499, and if you go out on a trip with us, you get 10% off. So that's $450. So it's much cheaper than that Shimano Talica and the Avettes and the Accurates of the same caliber. So in my opinion, Daiwa Saltiga is where it's at, but Daiwa also has the Saltist, which is a little cheaper, a little bit more affordable, and it's still a really nice reel. Penn, are you okay?
Yeah, maybe you should get me one of these, so I should know what I should know what I'm talking about next
my
time,
God.
because I don't have this kind of stuff. You know?
All right, so let's keep going.
So you're getting me one.
If you can't do the Daiwa Saltiga and you still don't want to do the Daiwa Saltist, Penn does have a kind of more entry level two-speed, the Penn Fathom series. Me personally, I don't really like Penn. I like sticking with Daiwa. They have better customer service, better product in my opinion. But the Penn Fathom is definitely the best value, I guess you would say. It's only $250 for their 50 size two-speed reel. And you got tons.
Right,
tons of Bass Pro reels, man.
I know,
I get
you
new reels
do
all
me
the
good,
time.
but I don't have any two speeds.
Yeah, well,
Right, we'll
they're
work on that. We'll work
$4.99.
on that. I'll know more next time.
Someone asked, "What are you drinking?"
It's coffee.
It's coffee. I was gonna show them, but you ruined it. Oh man! All right, so a lot of people have been asking about Amberjack. So Amberjack season opens August 1st. It's open August, September, and October. Some people are a little worried that it's gonna close early. I don't think it will. What happens is Amberjack season is August, September, and October, and then it closes in October, and then it reopens May of the next year. They kind of did a funky fishing year with Amberjack, so that's why it's a little confusing, because essentially the 2020 fishing year starts August 1st, 2019. Yeah, it's crazy how they do that. But essentially, at the end of October, when Amberjack closes, if the quota's full, it won't open in May 2020. So I don't think it'll close early, but there's a pretty good chance that you're not going to see a May 2020 season for Amberjack. So we should have full August, September, and October of Amberjack. That's my guess, at least.
I love amberjack fishing.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love it. the free lining for Amberjack.
Yeah.
Like you see them and you just toss them a live bait.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you watch them come up and grab it.
Oh, it's a lot of fun,
That's
man.
good.
And it's also fun to jig them.
It's fun to jig them.
Vertical jig them.
Yeah, when you're bouncing it and you keep bouncing, all of a sudden you bounce it one time and it goes straight down.
Vertical jigging.
You know.
Can you explain that for a second?
Not really. You talk about it. I'll just show them a jig that works good for it.
What
There
are
it
you
is.
even
this
here
one works
for?
really good for it. There it is, right there. All right.
At least you were able
I'm
to
here
hit
to
the
give away
camera.
stuff.
You
I'm
hit
here
the
to give
camera.
away stuff.
So vertical
All right,
jigging.
let's go hogfish.
All right,
Let's
all
give
right.
something else away.
All
We're
right,
running
you gotta
out.
show
I
the
think I'm
camera
running
again.
out of time here.
Come on, Vanna White.
Yeah.
You got to hold it closer. The glare's getting you.
And
Dude.
there it is.
it
Oh
is
my
not
God,
that
my
hard.
fat fingers are in there.
There you go.
It
They're-
is. It's hard.
they're
It's
naked.
difficult.
It's not that hard.
All right.
Naked ball jigs.
Naked ball.
What size
jigs.
are those?
These are, what are they?
The 2 ounce?
I can't see that. What is
Dude,
that?
do you
say?
have glasses?
I do. I'm
You
wearing
have
them.
glasses?
I'm wearing them.
Those are not prescription. You need prescription glasses.
All right.
I'm worried about you.
Okay. I tie hooks.
You do it
I
by
tie-
feel.
I
You
do it
do it
by
by
feel.
feel. So we're giving away these
You
naked
just-
ball jigs. If you haven't fished with one of these naked ball jigs, it's essentially like a. They say you can vertical jig with them. I typically just bottom fish with them. They work really well for those hogfish. Hogfish, in my opinion, bite best in the cooler months. So anywhere October, November, December.
And it's delayed. That's what the problem is.
Okay, you're looking at the wrong screen. This is where you're looking.
No, I'm looking at that, and it's still delayed.
All right, whatever. So what I was saying, hogfish.
August. No, they work great for hogs.
Hogfish bite best the cooler months. Anywhere from October to like March is definitely early spring is where we see kind of the peak of the hogfish bite. But we catch them all year. I
Yep.
mean, we caught a few this week.
Yeah.
But they definitely slow down when the water gets this hot and super clear. They get a little lethargic, and I think they just get more leader shy because they see more pressure this time of year. But these naked ball jigs work really well for those hogfish, especially the 10-hour. Your girl Christina Fernandez from
Oh
Orlando.
yeah, I hope she wins this, but I doubt it. There it is.
She buys.
Look at that. I nailed it.
Dude, the glare. You got to hold it closer. But Christina Fernandez, she catches a ton of hogfish, red grouper, a ton of different species with these things. And essentially what she does is she tips them, right?
Don't
she tips
tell
them
everybody. She's gonna be mad if you tell everybody
Well,
that.
they're the jigs.
Okay.
That's how they work.
They like the pink ones.
They like the pink ones.
And they like shrimp.
Yeah, you got to tip them with shrimp. And essentially what I like to do with them is you cast them away from the boat, and then once they hit bottom, you just barely lift your wrist just a little bit, just ever so slightly, and you're essentially wanting that jig to just bounce about 6 to 8 inches up off the bottom. And because you cast it out, when you lift your rod tip, that jig is bouncing up and bouncing back towards the boat, so you're covering a larger area, and it really gets those hogfish, those red grouper, and some other snapper species pretty excited. So it's a great lure, and the maker of those naked ball jigs even uses them without tipping them with bait. And I remember fishing next to him, and he outfished me with those lures, not using bait. I was tipping them with shrimp. He was fishing with them bare and catching more fish, so it was pretty entertaining. So we're going to give away these naked ball jigs, but I think first we're going to give away a 10-hour all-day trip for 2 people because you got to have the trip to go use the lure. So we're going to give away a 10-hour all-day for 2 here. Let's see who won the 10-hour all-day for 2. I think we should give them to the person
And
who
you
wins
get
the
the
10.
lure?
Yeah,
Okay, let's do that.
Christy Rains, you just won a 10-hour all-day for 2 and the lures. So look at that. Next, you get to come out on a 10-hour all-day, and you get the lures. Alrighty, so Christy Rains is the lucky winner. We're just flying by the seat of our pants on this show tonight. I can't. There it is. Smokey, say something.
I'm gonna make it rain, Christy.
You talk to the people. All right, so Christy Rains.
I don't do this every day. You know what I mean?
Do you think I do this every day?
No, I
I
don't
do this once a
every
week.
day. Yeah,
Once a
Kind of
week.
weird for me.
All right.
I'll get better at it.
Yeah, you're getting the hang of it.
Okay.
All right, so another good question here. Smokey, has anybody ever used a Zebco 88 and caught fish?
They have.
I've seen it.
They have.
Someone came out in the half day today.
Yeah, I think I have a picture of the guy. The guy. damn it, what's their names? I'll get back to you on that.
I've definitely seen people come out in the boat with a Zebco and catch fish.
Yeah, he caught a red snapper like 3-4 days ago.
Nuh-uh.
On a Zebco 808.
Oh, the big Zebco?
It's about this big.
Dang. And he caught a red snapper with it?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
man.
almost got it in.
What happened to it?
We had to hand line it the rest of the way.
Because he couldn't get it up to the surface?
They've been coming out with us for a while. Guy and his son. And
if you remember the name, you probably shouldn't say it.
I probably shouldn't say it.
Oh, man.
Wait a minute. I could figure this out here.
No,
you keep talking for a second. We'll come back to you.
Oh, man, that is hilarious. So another question I saw here was about fishing inside Johns Pass. What is the best rod and reel combo?
Hand line.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, hand line.
Yeah. He got excited about the snook again.
I thought you asked something that I knew.
So definitely the hand line is Smokey's favorite. I was talking about that the other morning in the video where we were showing those snook inside the pass sitting there on the dock. Around the dock, when you've got the boat 4 feet this way, you got a piling 2 feet this way, and you're standing on the dock and you got pilings underneath your feet, you just don't have a lot of room. So in that cramped area, the hand line is definitely superior, and that's what we catch the most snook with. Are you trying to find the Zebco 808 photo?
That one right there came in on a Zebco 808.
Yeah, that family does come out with this every June. I forget their names too.
I got it here somewhere.
I can't place it. It's the son and the two sons and the father. I think it's from like Tennessee or somewhere.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Come out once a year. Indiana, that's
Indiana.
it. Yeah. Indiana. Cheers.
Let's have a drink.
All right,
here we go.
Pause.
You didn't.
I forgot.
There you go.
I forgot. All right, so, Christina Fernandez, she heard a shout out.
Yeah, did she win it? Did she win?
She didn't win it.
Oh, damn it. I got something for you, Christina. Let's do this.
All right, we're giving away something else.
I'm celebrating the end of red snapper season.
Hold it up. Hold it up to the camera, Vanna White. All right.
Am I good?
Yep, that is a red snapper koozie. We're going to give away a red snapper koozie to celebrate the end of red snapper season. That is a screw-on I almost said Zebco. That is a screw-on koozie. That's going to keep your beer extra cold. So,
These things
who's
are great.
Win?
I think I just broke it.
You did just break that one.
I did? Did I?
No. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's not broken. All right, so if Smokey did break it, you won't win the broken one. So let's see who won the koozie. Remember, if you do win, you got to message our page or shoot me an email to info@Hubbard's Marina. DeNorris Hall, the big man from Birmingham, Alabama, coming Tuesday for the 39-hour trip. Well, DeNorris, you're going to have a new red snapper koozie when you show up. Come on, man. There it is. I didn't write down the koozie. DeNorris comes down from Birmingham with his brother and his buddies. And they drive all the way down from Birmingham to come fishing on our longer range trips. And he sends me photos all the time from some of the fish that he catches up in that area.
What's he catching?
The Northern Gulf. They catch some big gags up there. He's been catching some monsters, but we have been too. It's been pretty good gag grouper fishing lately, so hopefully we'll get another big one for him. So, let's see, what other questions do we have here? So we got some people doing a 12-hour night mangrove snapper trip. That trip's a lot of fun. They catch a lot of mangroves, lanes, vermilions. Definitely a lot of good fishing. You don't get a lot of grouper opportunities on that 12-hour night mangrove snapper trip, but you definitely catch a lot of mangrove snapper and other snapper species. Another good question here from Jeff H. on YouTube is, how far out do you think amberjacks will be? Amberjack typically start at about 35, 40 miles and about at least 100, 110 foot of water. But we find them most consistently at probably about 120 to 140 foot or more. The deeper you go, the bigger the fish on average. And definitely those springs, those big, huge, deep water wrecks, the big structure that's holding bait, best place to find those amberjack. And I would, if it was me fishing for amberjack, 150, 180 foot plus. And I'd be trying to hit a big wreck or a spring for those amberjack. And you want to get out there early because those amberjack springs, wrecks, all that kind of stuff, they get hit pretty hard once those amberjacks open up because they are only open for a short time. So the people who like amberjack, they go out there hard and fast and try to catch them all when it opens up. So definitely want to get out there early for those jacks. And what's the best bait and gear for amberjack season? I would definitely say bigger tackle, right?
Yep.
You want to go big for those amberjack. 9-aught reel, 100-pound test, 125-pound leader, big 10, 12-aught hook, 10-ounce lead. You want to use a longer leader, like 6-8 foot leader if you can get away with it. If there's less people on the boat, use a longer leader, even 10, 12 foot leader. And you want to use a huge live bait, like a big porgy or a pinfish, right?
Big porgies, they love the porgies.
They love the porgies.
love
Everybody
porgies.
loves porgies.
Yeah. Oh,
Isn't
come
that
on,
your
come
favorite?
on.
Don't give it away.
Everybody loves porgies but me.
Yeah, porgies. I love porgies. One time I was carrying a porgy down the deck when I was working as a deckhand, and I dropped a porgy on my boot.
Oh, yeah. It
And
got you.
the spine went through the top of my boot into my foot, and they broke off.
That's what happens.
And because it was a hollow spine, it went through the top of my foot and broke off. So now I've got a hollow spine all the way deep in my foot through my boot.
You had to
and
cut
it's
your boot off.
Spurting.
Oh.
It was really, really nasty. It was graphic. And I tried to take my foot out of my boot, and I couldn't. Because it was like I was nailed through the top of my butt.
That's
my
why
boot.
that's why I hate porgies. They're rascals.
They're rascals.
They are rascals.
Yeah, the porgies will mess you up, man. They flop around like crazy. They're hard to get a hold of. They're tough.
Porgies.
You love porgies?
I love porgies.
Can you decide one way or another?
Well,
what else do you have to give away here?
All right, here we're going to do a little trolling session here.
Little trolling session?
Works good on the half day. It works best on the half day.
Trolling
I mean,
combo.
you can do it on the 10 hour.
I think we should
We go a little too fast on the all day, but you can still pull it off. But for that,
we should combine it. We should combine it. You win the half day trip and the trolling combo.
Okay, here you go.
All right.
And if you don't, and if we don't have if you don't have a rod, we will
supply the rod.
Supply a rod for you to use this.
So now you're winning a half day trip for 2 people. You're really winning all the trolling tackle you need for it and the use of a rod and reel. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
Am I good?
Dude, how do you think you're good?
Here, will you do it for
you
me?
have the
you
strength.
do it.
I mean, it's funny to watch you do it though. It's a lot
delayed
more fun.
And it's opposite.
Not delayed. Just hold it in front of the camera.
That's not delayed.
It is hard.
Yeah. Here you go.
All right. So there's the planer, and we got you some snap swivels.
Oh, that was it. It was all.
All right. Don't judge me.
Yeah.
See, it's not that hard. Just took a little adjustment. So you got your spoon, your snap swivels, your planer. Essentially, you want to take your planer, and you take this planer and you tie the line to the little. See, you tie the line to the loop, the loop on the end of that triangle, and then about on the back of that planer, the back side of that planer, you attach.
Just put
to
it
this
in
side.
front of the camera.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. It was hard. You were right. You attach the snap swivel to the back of the planer, and then about 12 to 15 feet back, you put the spoon, and it works well.
And these spoons right here, I like these spoons, but the ones with the little hog ring, what is that called?
That is a split ring.
A split ring.
Mm-hmm.
You take that off.
Yeah, the split ring tends to bend out on you.
It will straighten out on you in a second.
And you lose the fish. But they do have
You'll get the ring, though.
So you'll get your ring back. So this is one of the Eco Lures. They make the drone spoons. Those are the ones they sell at Bass Pro. And instead of a snaps or a split ring, they have a welded, like, solid ring. And
that's the one I like.
That one won't bend out on you. So you definitely, when you're looking at your kingfish spoons, look at what kind of tackle they use to put them together. So definitely a big up if you're using that heavier tackle. But let's see who won the half-day trip with the trolling tackle. That's Jackie Meyer right there. The Smoky.
Hey, baby. Call me.
She said, does Smoky like fishing? You took your glasses off for that one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see who won the half-day trip with the trolling tackle. And the winner is Ron Morris. Aces and Kings in the house. I don't know what that means, but I appreciate you watching. So half-day trip for 2 with trolling tackle.
All right, we got one more. I have to go to the...
Yeah, you have to go soon. You have to work the trip tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ron Morris. Remember, guys, if you do win, you have to message our page or email me at info@hubbardsmarina.com. What do you have left over here, Smokey?
I have one more.
You got one more? Can you get it? There it is.
Can you see it?
That is the greenback Rapala X-Rat Magnum. And this one is going to go with your free 39-hour fishing trip.
Oh, snap.
Free 39-hour fishing trip. That's right. We are at 310 live viewers right now. So 310 live viewers. We got over 300. We do this show every Sunday night, and you know the deal. You get over 300 live viewers, someone's getting a free 39-hour trip. Now, hopefully you guys are excited about that. We're giving away, that's a $30 lure. That's a $370 trip. That's $400 someone's about to win right now.
This is awesome.
I'm
excited. I'm excited.
Remember, guys, before we give this away, don't forget to tune in next week. We do the shows every Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. Don't forget about our Friday morning Fox 13 show, 8:15 a.m. every Friday morning. And then also don't forget to like us on Facebook. Follow us on, or subscribe to us.
Hit the like button, subscribe. What?
Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. And then also, don't forget about the Smokey and Dusty page. Give that a like on Facebook. And don't forget to message them your favorite fishing photo.
And
but it doesn't have to be a fishing photo.
It doesn't have to. This would be a great photo. And you win.
And you win. You have to message them that favorite fishing photo.
It could just be a picture of your family fishing with us.
There you go. Before tomorrow night, Dusty and Smokey are going to pick a winner tomorrow night. They're going to post it up the day after, so make sure you check out their page, give it a like, give it a follow, and send in that free fishing photo. And I think that's all we have to announce other than Kingfish season's coming up. The 10 hours are starting August 1st. You ready for that?
I'm ready for that, actually.
10 hours are back up and running.
I am ready for that.
So we got 10 hours coming up. We've got Amberjack season coming up. Kingfish are coming up. And let's see who won a free 39-hour trip.
Here we go.
With a Rapala X-Rat Magnum 30.
I'm excited for you.
I'm excited too.
Somebody's going to win.
That's $400 in free stuff.
Wait. Hold up. Don't hit the button yet.
All right. You're right. The cap is on.
Oh, wait a minute. Your
on.
cup is already full.
Oh my gosh.
We'll just let him keep his.
Cheers.
All
Cheers
right,
to
hit
you
the
guys.
button.
All right. Hit the button. Oh, wait. We got to turn the screen on. There it is. Okay. All right. Hit the button.
Hit the button.
Who won? Steve Taylor, watching from Palmetto. Love the show every Sunday night. Well, Steve, I think you like the show a lot more now. At least I hope so.
What did he got? This?
He won a 39-hour fishing trip, and he won the Rapala X-Rat Magnum 30. And next week, you guys can win too. Don't forget to tune in every Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page. We do lots of live videos through the week. And we'll keep you up to date. You can come fishing with this guy on the 10-hour all-day or 5-hour half-day, or one of the other great captains and crew we have here at Hubbard's Marina. Don't forget to leave in the comments who you want to see next week. You want to have this guy back? Do you want to have someone else? Let us know in the comments. We'll try our best to get him here to join me. And remember, if you're too busy to go fishing,
You're just too busy.
You're just too busy. You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching and spending your Sunday night with us.